Kamaya Coast and your Pampanga Giant Lanterns AMG3 construction. This is the OK Bet Manny Pacquiao's MPBL 4th season playoffs presented by Extreme. Here's the starting vibe for one BATAAN RISERS Kamaya Coast.
And set up the offense beautifully for Pampanga, especially in the open floor.
How about this guy, Alex Ramos, showing us that he also has that touch.
Thing going on their offensive end. Here's that drive by Jetro Sombero. Terrible individual defense by MJ Garcia, letting Jetro blow by him with just one pick and a sidestep to get that layup.
We mentioned Sombero was scoreless.
But 2 points nonetheless still for Pampanga on that play. Alex Ramos getting that ball, offensive rebound in the putback. 2+1 special shaded area.
There's that drive from Topeng Lagrama, giving it up to his longtime teammate na si Dom Vera. Matagal na pong magkasama
in the top 10
of that category as you take a look at that three-point shot. The first one in this ball game for Topeng Lagrama.
Few feet away from the three-point area. There's that block by...
We bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. Own the win. Topeng Lagrama finding the cutter, their all-star Archie Concepcion. Again, that guy scored 21 points on 8 out of 13 shooting. Very efficient from the field in game number 1. Just not
now
the same
2 out of
game
3 from downtown. Alex Ramos able to get his touches, knocking down that top jumper from the perimeter. Cristorado, upon his exit, gumulo na ang opensa ng Bataan.
Then again, he's the only natural point guard that the Bataan Risers have left on their lineup. That's why it's going to be a big challenge for them, especially on the road. The other point guard, this time for Pampanga, stepping up, hitting 2 3-pointers in the first quarter in Pampanga. As you take a look at this replay, that swipe by Topeng Lagrama, who just lost space, but good effort from him.
At ini-insist niya talaga na there was no play on the basketball. Makikita natin dito, there's the tap, and then Cristorado able to break away. Dom Vera barely able back to ngayon pa lamang. You cannot afford to climb back at the latter stages kasi doubly, triply, mas nakakapagod yan. Drop it off to his big man. Look at that, blowing by Topeng Lagrama. Slight hesitation, a little pick from Jamil Gabaon helped him break away, and Nick Gallardo
Take a
was
look
able
at that
to
move. Lagrama splitting the defense, going right. Then there's that hook shot from him. This guy with 8 points already in this game. Remember, he has
credit
struggled
to him for affecting the past couple of plays. On that first try, he was the one who finished those 2 points. And dun sa next naman, was able to force that turnover once again and pitch it ahead to his point guard, James Castro, who was able to get that reverse over Archie Concepcion.
That's his all-star teammate na si Archie Concepcion. This is actually pretty scary for Bataan. James Castro now getting his momentum in the second quarter. The lead is down to 4. But we take a look at the sequence for the Bataan Risers. There's that forward pass. Gabawan, after he got that steal, just couldn't convert.
And went up, no defense on the second try.
Great effort, never give up, as we mentioned, especially in the playoffs. Pampanga badly needed that basket after this erase by the Bataan Risers.
Not just on scoring, but defense as well. Getting those turnovers para sa kanilang koponan to get them to within 4 points at the half.
The biggest lead was 12 points for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. They took control in the first quarter of this match. It was a very slow second quarter until the last couple of minutes before the emergence of James Castro and Jamil Gabawan. We mentioned this is the judgment day. It is do or die for both Bataan and Pampanga. You can feel it, the sense of urgency in the eyes of the Pampanga. Archie, winner of this match, will proceed to the semifinals of the North Division, going up against the undefeated Nueva Ecija Rise Vanguards. And in this game, we saw a first quarter dominance from the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. They led by 10 points after 1. Their biggest lead was 12 at 25 to 13. But then some brilliance mula kina James Castro and Jamil Gabawan in the latter minutes of the second quarter to pull in to just 4 points against Pampanga.
That time, towards the latter part of that second quarter, as you mentioned, Mix, really gave Bataan the boost they needed because they were really struggling. The defense of Pampanga was really on them, and the Giant Lanterns prevented a lot of easy attacks para sa Bataan Risers, which really dwindled ang kanilang field goal percentage. But Jamil Gabawan was able to step up para sa kanila. Sabi na nga natin kanina, he's the only guy on this team with championship experience, winning it for the San Juan Knights in the inaugural season. So he has really been leading by example para sa kanilang kupunan in trying to herald them to a victory in
As we bring
today's
you this
game.
epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet on the win, we call this some 24-karat magic in the air from James Castro.
Epic matchup in mid-air para able to attract not one but two defenders on that drive to the hoop. We saw there Jammer Hamito and MJ Garcia. Nobody helping the helper. Alex Ramos left there behind RV Bringas of his activity, putting the ball on the floor, attacking the basket despite getting blocked on the initial try. Able to get it back. Man movement. Castro able to bait with that fake. That again. And then a little head and shoulder fake drive to the left using that right arm to get Torado out of the picture.
Take a look at what just happened here. Almost the same thing happened on the other end. Big man to big man. Ignacio for Zamboanga. This guy, if he erupts for Pampanga, you can just
because he's
imagine.
compensating because of the injuries na nararamdaman niya. Minsan na-overcook niya yung kanyang mga attempts. Just like that one, that was an easy one for him to make. Victory.
Third quarter is concluded with a 7-point lead for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Sheila mentioned physicality, energy, all the will in the world for these two teams coming into these to this matchup, this last.
Vera able to play the passing lanes very well, and you see that he really wanted that basket, went up, stretched for that layup, and Pampanga has been down in fast break points throughout this game, but they have been able to force turnovers here early in the final period. And Dom Vera has been instrumental in making things happen in transition. That time nadulas na sa kanya yung bola, but Apolonio at the right place to push the basketball, and the Giant Lanterns slow to go down, only a couple of people back, not enough to stop James Castro, who goes all the way for two.
Castro coming alive. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. This guy is known to be one of the best passers in the MPBL, but in this game, he is gunning it out as a shooter for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Rattling in that three, Garcia dropping down Sombrero, and Concepcion obviously having the clear advantage in height laban dito kay Chris Torado.
Fernando Pampanga. Take a look at that fast break opportunity. James Castro feeding it to Gio Espuelas, who now has 6 points in the ball game. Torado and Castro have been high usage in this game. A shortage of guards for them. Castro
That he is definitely it.
Take a look at it. One dribble, the pull-up. With great power comes great responsibility.
Overdo that offensive possession. Here's that three-pointer by RV Bringas, just stepping into that right corner. Ernest Reyes, although he had his hand up, didn't really matter much in Bringas hoisting up that three-point shot. And Bataan sticking with that 2-3 zone, forcing the turnover. They did not realize that Reyes was open on that baseline for an easy two. Pampanga now just up by 3 points as he headed to this timeout. That for me is still a good stop para sa Pampanga with the way Bataan has been shooting free throws in this game. Ron Lastimosa was wide open on that left corner.
And yet Pampanga able to survive against them. Ernest Reyes is our player of the game, brought to you by OKBet, the official partner of the MPBL. With OKBet, own the win, a quiet guy, but still very stable for Pampanga.
Yeah, a lot of people might be wondering why you picked Ernest Reyes as our player of the game. Archie Concepcion had 10 as well, but Reyes really was the stabilizer para sa Pampanga. Anytime that Bataan was threatening to go on a run, he would get back